Today is a sad day for a lot of Filipinos. I may not be a viewer or a fan of ABS-CBN, but I have to tell you that I'm fighting for free speech. Okay, according to a lot of people, a lot of clueless, partisan Filipinos, no, this is not about free speech. Well, let me just tell you this. This is about the future. This is about free speech. All right, this is about freedom. You can say now, because you're a Duterte supporter, or a Duterte or a DDS, that hey, this is not about free speech. It's okay to shut down ABS-CBN for spreading fake news. But let me tell you one thing you need to know, because this is not just a simple issue of whether you're pro Duterte, whether you're free speech. This is about our future. All right, this is about the future of the people. And you might think that it's good to shut down one media institution because you're in favor or you like who's sitting in the Malacanang Palace or at the Malacanang Palace. But in the future, another government will implement rules, and they might, or that tyrant, that future tyrant might shut down the media institution that you follow or you like. Because basically what Duterte did is that he set a precedent, okay, that it's okay to shut down a media institution because I just don't like that media institution. And that's basically what Marcos did, okay, during his reign as a dictator in this country. So a lot of people are saying now the media institution, which is ABS-CBN, has become so powerful enough that they deserve whatever's coming to them. All right, but let me just tell you this. Okay, between a dictatorship, between a tyrant, between, let's just say, Duterte is not yet a tyrant. He's probably a mini tyrant. All right, between a mini tyrant like Duterte and ABS-CBN, which is admittedly an oligarchy, okay, a monopoly. To me, the bigger evil, okay, the bigger evil is the tyrant, the political tyrant, because Duterte can always create his own cronies. All right, and that's what dictatorships all over the world have done so far. Putin, for example, Vladimir Putin in Russia, he can always kill and assassinate any billionaire, Russian billionaire, okay? And he did that a number of times. Although allegedly, according to reports, he's actually the one who ordered the killing or murder of, some Russian billionaires. And a few Russian billionaires are also in hiding in Europe, in Great Britain, for example. But the power of Putin as a political tyrant is that he can always create his own billionaires, his own cronies. That's how powerful he is. All right, so between a business power or economic power and political power, it's always the political power that is the bigger evil. All right, we may hate big companies like Google, for example, which is evil. But Google, according to reports, if you're gonna ask, Google Assistant, for example, it's gonna tell you that there are reports that Google actually helped China, okay, with its spy system, the whole Big Brother system that it currently has, in order to monitor and spy on its citizens. All right, there are a lot of evil corporations on earth, okay, but I tell you, it's always the political power that's more evil, because they can always create cronies. Okay, what do I mean by cronies? Cronies are any corporation, any company that is dependent on government protection. It's either through subsidy, it's either through protection from outside competition, monetary support, political support, etc. And China is known for that. TikTok, for example, is being controlled by the CPP. And just to give you an example, TikTok is pulling out of Hong Kong. Okay, and the reason why is, and that's gonna tell you about the extent of power or influence of China's CPP over TikTok. TikTok is basically controlled by the CPP or the communist in Beijing. And today also there are a lot of reports showing that TikTok is gonna get out of Hong Kong, okay, because of the national security law that just passed by the communists in Beijing, for example. Now, let me just show you something, because the reason why TikTok is pulling out is because not just that, okay, it's more than that actually, okay. It's because its evil sister that is allowed to operate in China, the more evil sister of TikTok, is going to take over, because Hong Kong is already compromised. Hong Kong is already totally controlled by China through the national security law. All right, so what I did is I tweeted about this. I forgot the Chinese, name of TikTok's bigger evil sister. All right, so I tweeted about this today, but then it looks like Twitter deleted my tweet. It's no longer here. It's just, I just tweeted this about this today about TikTok, but it's nowhere to be found. So looks like Twitter deleted my tweet about TikTok. All right, that's how the Chinese CPP is powerful. Okay, they can censor you on any social media platform like Facebook. There are a lot of reports showing that thousands upon thousands of posts critical of China have been shut down by Facebook and Twitter. All right, and that's also the reason why my Facebook account was banned. Okay, on March 11, for example, I can always remember it. On March 11, I posted a screenshot of China Daily's post on Twitter, okay, about a coronavirus scientific laboratory in China, in Wuhan, China. So they have this lab in China, okay, and the Chinese scientists there were like studying coronavirus, and this was like 2 years ago. All right, in 2018, the China Daily posted that, and I got a screenshot of that and posted this screenshot with some comments critical of the Chinese government on a Facebook group, a political Facebook group called anti-SJW, which means anti-SJW means anti social justice warriors. And just a few minutes after posting that post of mine, and I said that looks like China is hiding something. I posted something like that, and then after like a few minutes, my Facebook account was already disabled. It was totally disabled. My Facebook account for 10 years was banned by Facebook. So far I can no longer see my post. Okay, so according to news, TikTok is gonna get out of China. It's gonna pull out of China, and it's gonna be replaced by TikTok's more evil sister, okay, that's operating in China. Because if China does not allow any outside social media platforms or any competition from the West. Okay, Google, Facebook, Twitter are not allowed in China. So they have their own applications or apps, and TikTok is like the light version of the more evil sister. I forget the name. It's Doomy, something like that. It's really hard to pronounce. I tweeted about this on Twitter, and then it's already deleted. But let's go back to the reason why we have this discussion today. And ABS-CBN's franchise was already shut down or killed by Duterte's allies and minions in Congress. All right, so this is the biggest story today, and it just came in. This news came in just a few minutes ago, less than 30 minutes ago, if I'm not mistaken. And the president and CEO of ABS-CBN, is this president and CEO, Mr. Carlo Katigbak, issued a statement about that closure. All right, it's gonna shut down and it's gonna affect more than 11,000 ABS-CBN employees. So, like I said, this is not about partisan politics. Okay, I'm not a fan of ABS-CBN. I've never been like a regular watcher or follower of ABS-CBN because I don't have TV. All right, I only use my laptop. I get my news through social media, so the news being posted on Twitter and Facebook, for example, and YouTube. So you can simply go to or subscribe to any news outlets on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, and you can get news daily in real time. So that's how I get my news, and you should do that as well. So you don't have to watch all this traditional media that we have in this country. The cable, I don't have cable as well. So, but I said on Twitter, let me just show it to you because I tweeted something today. I didn't know that today is gonna be when they're gonna bring down the verdict. Okay, the allies of Duterte. All right, so this is what I said on my Twitter account. Never been an ABS-CBN viewer, but I support your ABS-CBN franchise renewal despite the fact that you employ morons who regularly spread American liberal fake news and pro-Chinese CPP propaganda. And also I posted a comment on ABS-CBN. I commented on one of ABS-CBN's posts today, and like I said, I don't know that they're gonna lay down the verdict today, the congressional allies of Duterte. And I also posted this on Twitter as a reply to ABS-CBN's post. That's the post I'm talking about. So I said, I support ABS-CBN franchise renewal, even though I'm sick of its programming. And I really mean that. And the moron picking news wires from US liberal fake news media. Haven't you noticed its viewers are more supportive of the network than its artists, whose fame or livelihood depends on the network's survival? So let me just tell you something about news wires, okay? ABS-CBN has been posting a lot of news wires, are these are news for sale, okay, from the biggest newswire agencies in the United States. For example, AP, AFP. I'm not sure if AP is a US based newswire company. New York Times, Bloomberg, etc. Okay, these newswire agencies are selling news to media institutions all over the world. All right. And they're just picking or buying all this news, and ABS-CBN is known for, including Inquirer, Philippine Star. Almost all of our media institutions in this country are buying news, okay, fake news from liberal news wires that are against Trump and promoting CPP propaganda, okay, Chinese CPP propaganda, because as we all know, and a lot of people know, China, for example, the CPP in China is supporting Joe Biden. All right, the former Vice President Joe Biden for his presidential campaign and candidacy. Right, because they know that the only way they can defeat Trump is to support Biden, because Trump has been the toughest president ever of America that has been taking on China. All right, so this is about global politics, but I'm just giving an idea. So what my politics is, okay? I like Trump because he is not a politically correct politician. He says whatever it is that he's gonna say, okay? And Also, he's against China, and he's also against regulations. He deregulated America's economy, and because of that, America's economy boomed. Before COVID, before this COVID era that we have today.